XRP price could rally by 50% based on comments from the former SEC director. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, sirree. We could be having a 50% pump. Now, we are going to cover both up and down today scenarios for XRP. By the way, I am not a financial advisor. This is just financial entertainment, financial education. Do not buy or sell anything because we talk about on the channel. But today we are up 2.94%, which is really exciting. And yesterday, if you guys were not here, we talked about the potential of a market rally because of where it had landed right into our supply and demand zone in our S&P 500 and also on the NASDAQ. We checked and saw that there was a very likelihood that we could have a turnaround. And as you guys know, the Dixie is also dropping. That's something we talked about yesterday as well. And you may be wondering, well, why are you talking about stocks right now? Get into the XRP. Well, if you're new here, by the way, my name is Ryan Huggins. I'm a crypto and real estate investor, and my job is to help be your crypto shortcut. So if you're like most people, you probably don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the charts and reading all these articles, but that's what I do, and that's what we do here on this channel. So if you're looking for a crypto shortcut, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. But we know that there's a direct correlation with the stock market and Bitcoin, okay? And I do understand that XRP, we're talking about XRP specifically, that they sometimes run differently. But what we're noticing is that cryptos look like we may be hitting a bottom. There's a potential of that. And also stocks may have hit a bottom. And what we're seeing, there is a correlation between all of that. So we cover all of that on this channel. And that's why you should subscribe, because we're going to be here for you. But as we see also, Bitcoin up 2.67%, Ethereum up 3.29%. Ethereum still trapped in our sideways trading range. Bitcoin still trapped in that sideways trading range. And also Shiba Inu trapped inside that sideways trading range. However, XRP, we did recently bust out of that range, and now it has kind of settled in this new range that it's creating. So we're going to cover all of that in today's video and much more. So on top of that XRP charts, we are going to be covering information here. XRP price could rally by 50% based off of comments from the former SEC director. We'll cover that one. Polkadot, XRP, Cardano among the top 10 crypto assets chosen by banks, which is a very big important thing we've been talking about, especially if you're an XRP Army member and you are believing in this SO 2022, ISO 2022, ISO 20022. It's there. It's a lot of words. And plus we're in 2022. So, but anyway, for those of you that don't know, XRP Ripple is in there. IOTA, Hedera, Quant, Algorand, XDC, Stellar, all of these coins. And if you have been following along, then you understand the importance of it. If you haven't been following along, you could do some research or just follow along with us here. But also, you know, the banks are really excited about those. So we're going to cover that information today. And also, Ethereum lost almost 20% of its market cap since the merge upgrade. This is one of those classic buy the hype, sell the news scenario, and you can see that playing out here, but the charts are looking promising for other things. Also, I wanted to show you guys something. A friend of mine I saw on Facebook, they had posted a picture of how to buy Bitcoin, and it was at 100% basically. As you can see here, it was a picture from this right here back in the day when this was up at 97%. I was like, well, that doesn't seem right. Let me do my own personal research. So basically they were trying to hype people up into buying Bitcoin. But as you smart investors and smart traders know, when things of that nature get up into the 100 scenario, that's typically a topping scenario. But you know what's not? This right here, right now, October 3rd, as of 1 p.m. when I did this research earlier today. Do you want to see what the search volume is? How to buy Bitcoin. The search volume is zero. It's zeroed out, guys. That is great news. That is bottom scenario stuff. I mean, look at this stuff back here. Where was it? Right here, it was a 2. Right here, it was a 4. Right here, it was a 7. Right here, it was a 9. That was past 7 days. Let's go look at the past 12 months. When was the last time it was a 0? Well, there isn't a zero. But as you can see here, the last week was pretty intense, right? So the past 12 months right here, outskirts 100%. People were searching for that. Let's look at the past 5 years. You can see we were zeros all in here. We had our pumps, boom, boom, boom. But this was exciting. We got all the way down to a 3 in August, and we're starting to make some headway there on the larger scale of things. Now, what's also interesting when we take a look at Bitcoin in the actual charts here, which we'll do a deeper dive, but something that I've been pointing out to you guys that we've been watching for, and let's go ahead, we'll turn this off and this off for now, but indicators, we want to do divergence for many indicators here. And what we talked about is the other day we did have on our RSI, it flashed a bullish divergence, which was here. And we've had only the slightest uptick of price. So it has not really moved. I mean, this was down here at 18,000. That one's up to 19,000. So it's moved $1,000 only, which is nothing for Bitcoin, since a flash of the RSI, the stochastic, the CCI, momentum, the on-balance volume, the other money flow indicator, and the other money flow indicator, all stating that we should be having a bullish pump, and it has not happened. So that spring is loading. What we also notice, though, the RSI continues to climb, price does not. So those are typically really good signs that we could see some sort of move like we had here. In fact, there was another bullish divergence that occurred here. Boom, those happened on that as well. Jumping over to XRP, if you guys remember that same indicator, and you can use this, by the way, it does work on all time frames, but it's called divergence for many. You can see we had a bullish divergence appear here. We actually had a bullish divergence, that candle, which the next day gave us the signal, and it did run up, had a retest, and XRP, that's when the explosion happened to the upside. Really exciting stuff there. So now what we can do also, if we take a look at the Dixie or the dollar, you'll notice we had a daily stochastic bearish divergence appear here, and now we're finally getting some relief from that. And then if we take a look here on the weekly, we can see on the RSI, it's been continued drop. We have not gotten the flash of the signal, but it should have flashed and signaled a bearish divergence because the Dixie has continued to climb while the RSI has continued to move down. This is really, really, really awesome news for us here on the weekly chart. Obviously, it's the second week in a row to the downside. We really need the Dixie to calm the F down and start to break to the downside. And we talked about this yesterday in the video, how China is about to sell a lot of their currencies that they're holding in the dollar to buy up the yuan because their currency is crashing. That is good news for us here. That would soften the dollar. That would allow people to be excited about stocks. And that's why you saw stocks today, not Tesla, which is really strange, right? So Tesla crashed. We had Apple pumped. We had the QQQ pumped. We had the US 30 pumped. We had the NASDAQ 100 pumped. But out of all that, some random crazy crash of Tesla, right? So why did that happen? Well, I have not dug into that because that's not important right now, but it is interesting to see. While we also had Meta, so Facebook pumped, Netflix pumped, US oil pumped, all of these different scenarios that were dying, like extremely bad off, are starting to make their move to the upside. And we are seeing that happen with crypto as well. So as we take a dive here, let's jump over into the article and then we'll jump into the charts. XRP investors are hopeful that the potential court victory against SEC could send the altcoin price to at least 50% higher. XRP is hoping that the token could see a massive rally in 2022, so the end of this year, Q4, October, based off of the fingers crossed assumption that Ripple will win its long-running legal battle against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC. The Hinman documents, we talked about this yesterday, very important here. Hinman documents to save XRP bulls. On September 29th, the district court judge in the case, Judge Annalisa Torres, ordered the commission to release the documents penned by William Hinman, the former director of the corporate finance division of the SEC. Hinman may have written about ETH, the native token of Ethereum blockchain, not being a security in the concealed documents, believes Ripple. This is primarily because Hinman has proclaimed the same in his speech at the Yahoo Finance All Market Summit in 2018. So if you go back and you watch the summit, you can find the actual video. He does say Ethereum is not a security. Now, there's also reason to believe that that prepared speech, there's a living document that shows what he was supposed to say, what he did say in that speech on paper. And if it's on that paper, that's huge, huge wins. And that's what XRP did win the victory of. They will be able to discover that information. XRP community, SEC Gov versus Ripple XRP. One of 4 here in his thread. You can go check him out, George or James K. Fillin on Twitter. Some thoughts on the next steps in the quest for the Hinman documents. The SEC has a number of procedural cards that they can play to try and further delay complying with the order to produce the Hinman documents. So they're going to delay and delay and delay, which they've been doing on all of this type of scenario for a very long time. The case could have already been closed. SEC wants to keep playing games, draw it out. It also costs Ripple, the company, more and more millions of dollars the longer the case goes on. Ripple's defense could use Hinman's writing as evidence that the blockchain's native token XRP should not be treated as a security, which is the opposite of what the SEC claimed in the lawsuit filed in December of 2020. XRP has since been ousted from many regulated crypto exchanges, including Coinbase and Bitstamp. As a result, it is now among the only top cryptocurrencies that have neither reclaimed nor established a record high during the 2020 or 2021 crypto market boom, reflecting caution from investors. Because right now, if you're not XRP Army, you're not a diehard XRPer, if you're not into the ISO 222 idea, XRP doesn't really appeal to you because it actually unappeals to you because it was pulled from Coinbase. It was pulled from multiple exchanges. So a lot of people look at it as like, ew, that thing has a disease. Don't touch that coin. It's very bad and dangerous, so on and so forth, right? So, and that's the SEC's fault. SEC pulled this lawsuit. All these people had to drop it from their exchanges. Now buyers don't want to buy. People that want to buy don't know where to find it, so on and so forth. So some might argue that from the vantage point of technical analysis, XRP price remains undervalued compared to other top cryptocurrencies, and Ripple win might change that given the token rallied 20% the day that Torres ordered this order. XRP is on a mission to save the markets. And this is from Teddy Kleps. You can see this is the drop. It made this W pattern here. It did have its breakout. This is on the weekly. So they're proclaiming that it's going to get up here. And once we get to this level, by the way, which we need that to do, and reclaim that as a support, that's going to be really exciting. And as you can see, we've been having that marked off on our charts as well. That's where it pumped up to, that 55-cent level, right? Rejected, but now if we can keep on climbing, that's also where the 50 moving average is. If we can reclaim this 55 cent as a support, not a rejection, boom, we bounce up to support, support, support. We do have some 4-hour interference right here, which we'll cover here in a minute, but then we can push up into our weekly supply and demand zone up at that 78 cents to 91 cent zone, and that would be really, really exciting. And then here we have Johnny, Crypto God John, over on Twitter. Follow these people, by the way. If they're in these articles, they have some clout in the Twitter space, in the crypto space. You definitely want to do that, along with following the Bull Runners Club as well. Make sure you do that. Ripple going full send mode XRP. And this is the document that was produced by Annalisa Torres when the win did come out, the verdict of that. Resistance and confluence. From a technical standpoint, this is where we wanted to get into it, okay? This is the important stuff. XRP is one breakout away from posting a 50% price rally. Notably, the token now tests a resistance confluence of one multi-year descending trending line resistance, a flipped support bar, and a Fibonacci line, all at the same point, right? So all pivoting near 57 cents. A Ripple win could help XRP break decisively above this confluence. So let's go ahead and take a look. You can see right here, they drew their Fibonacci from this level here, the bottom of all of these weekly candles. And they drew it to here, the top of this weekly candle and also this weekly candle, those two wicks, basically the same point. and we're getting the situation here. We have the trend line, the descending trend line resistance there, which is this blue line. That's the one it kept bumping off of, bumping off of, bumping off of, bumping off of. Now we resisted it again, but it is likely that it could bounce to the upside from here. Such a breakout could have XRP a run toward the next Fibonacci line of 72 cents, up over 50% from October's price. Conversely, a pullback could crash XRP to its previous support level of 31 cents, down 35% from the current price levels. XRP is basically a court case play, noted independent market analyst Don Alt, adding, if they win the whole case, XRP gigapumps. If they lose, it's a nice 50% candle. Also, an XRP loss would make other crypto moves vulnerable to attack, so you better cheer them on. So no matter where you stand, what coin you love, and so on and so forth, XRP really does need to win this case against the feds, so that way they don't crash the whole market. Let's go do our live charting and see what we come up with here for ourselves. Alrighty, so here we have everything on XRP. One of the other things that that article does not mention is right now on the weekly charts, we have been down here all the way at the oversold territory at 26. We've started making our rally of price to the upside. In fact, we were rallying extremely hard while price sat in this little box, right? So price was, let me turn this off for a second. Price was right here in this box, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and turn the extend right off. Price was right here in this box for a long, long time. In fact, it was in this box since May 30th all the way till September 12th. Because remember, we're looking at the weekly charts here. It kept trading, 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 trading. But look what the RSI was doing that whole time. RSI was climbing, okay? So we had price staying sideways, RSI climbing to the upside. That's positive, that's bullish. And then we finally had the break of trend, which we will chart for ourselves right now as well. So if we go ahead, we can go back in as far as we want in history, but we'll just go ahead and use, we'll go ahead and turn the magnet back on. We use this tip here to this tip here, right? And this weekly candle was the candle that blew to the top side. And that's what we wanted to see happen. And so once we had that confirmation, the breakout there, we then broke up to the price here at the 55 cent level, which is the 50 moving average, the 50 exponential moving average on the weekly charts. And that is also the 1100 moving average on the daily charts. And it did hit that and acted as a resistance for us too. It did obviously blow up past that as well, gave that nice little push to the upside. And then now we do have on, so when you're talking weekly time frame, 7 days, the daily time frame could play out a full entire overbought scenario to oversold scenario and then start playing back up in that same time zone. Okay, so what they were just saying though is we could likely see a break to the downside as well. So let's go ahead. We're going to show you why. If we flip on the Heikinashi candles, and let's remove all of the drawings actually, and let's remove everything. Okay, so here we are, Heikinashi on the daily charts. Well, first and foremost, our downside support level is right here. It's this red candle, the last red candle before the up move. That is our supply and demand zone support candle. And that is going to be stand right, and we need to turn it yellow. All right, so there's that. We're going to change the color to yellow because we use that for our dailies. All right. So, and again, that is that 34 cents all the way down to 32 cents. There is even a worst case scenario if markets decide that they wanted to essentially like reset, then we would be coming back down here to 28 cents. But we have a really, really great support level on the daily here. We can even go to our 4 hour, and there's a lot of different 4 hour support in between here also. In fact, for emergency purposes, our next 4 hour, we already have it. It's right here even. Okay, so as far as what we're looking at in XRP, it looks way stronger than what it was just a little bit ago, because our most immediate support level is where we're at right now. We just hit this yesterday. It created its own new support level here at the 44 cent. Now, if it breaks 44 cent, breaks 43 cents, well, guess what? We have another immediate support. So there's a lot of defense of the downward move for XRP right now. Like it went up, and I'm not saying that it can't, but it would need a lot of volume to crush this and this and this all at once, right? And then there's even more on the 4-hour down here. So getting to this daily supply and demand zone, 34 cents, it's possible. It is, but it's going to be a hell of a fight for the bears, right? If the bears are going to try to make this happen, bulls stepped in here, bulls stepped in here, bulls stepped in here. Bulls are waiting right here. Bulls would love to buy at this price again with the news that's been coming out, the excitement in the air, what's going on in the markets. The only scenario that could be scary right now is the fact that when we take a look at the QQQ and we take a look at the NAS and we take a look at the S&P 500, the only scary situation right now on these scenarios is that was today just a short squeeze. So what we're probably going to see tomorrow with XRP is it will have so we have 2 down candles. We'll probably get some sort of doji or spinning top because today's Japanese candlestick is green. So that will signal a reversal style pattern. And then as we take a look here on the daily, our next move to the upside will bring us here on the daily charts. That'll be a strong resistance right here at that 46 cents. But if we break it, you know, obviously there's going to be a lot of potential. We need a big, massive volume candle to come in. We need to get ourselves above this level here, that 55 cents that we've been talking about, claim that as a support, because then after we claim that as a support, we then will have, it's actually this candle that's the most important one because we got really close to this with that first push, right? But that first push only got us to that 55 cent level. The reality is we needed to get all the way up to this 58 cent level. That's the supply and demand zone for XRP right here on the daily charts. Once we claim that level and we get that and we have that as a solid support level, then we can start talking about our next levels up. Our next levels up are here, and our top of this level is here. Let's see here and here. All right. Then we can start talking about climbing these stairs the other way. These were the stairs that were the stairs on the way down. But right now we need to simply climb the ladder, these ladders here, and that's where we're headed, right? So we have this level here, this 58 cents to 65 cents. That's a big, massive, important set scenario there. That is a 50% move from where we're at. Let's go ahead and measure that out. So we're currently sitting, let's do Japanese candlesticks. Measure this. Oh, move that here. Okay. So measurement tool, we're sitting right here currently at 45, almost 46 cents. So very close. Let's move up to where 50% is. 50% gets us to here, 69 cents. 69 cents. Now, what's really exciting about this, if we pump that 69 cents, it's going to take time to get up there, but if we get it, that helps us establish a support level here. And then that allows us to start making our moves to the upside. Because right now, psychologically, 55 cents, everyone sees that we ran hard, rejected there, and we've been floundering here in this price. So people think, oh, 50 cents, we're never going to break that 55 cents. A lot of people, right? So once we do break that 55 cents, claim that as support, that allows us to get to the next level here, claiming that 65 cents as support. Then we go to the next level, 75 cents as support. And then what do you notice there? 85 cents of support is where we're trying to get to. And you'll notice that it's every 10 cents on the way up. 55, 65, 75, 85 cents. Those are all very key important levels. So we have a 10-cent climb that we're trying to work our way up with XRP. We've already talked about our downside levels. Polkadot, XRP, Cardano among the top 10 crypto assets chosen by banks. Now, one interesting thing to keep in mind too, with ADA, Cardano, I know it doesn't do very well. It's not performing at the highest level, but you know what Charles Hoskinson did is he built it proper. And he also went in front of Congress, discussed crypto with them. How much were they listening? That will be a really, really exciting scenario to find out. Because what if they want to talk to him because he's got the built-in scenario? You know what I'm saying? So as we talk about this, although the exposure to the cryptocurrency market by global banks is still relatively small, which is exciting for us. Remember, we were actually first to market, the retail traders. We were the only people that believed in this. And then we were like, oh, please, banks, please, hedge funds, start to adopt crypto. So that way the price will shoot up. And then what happened? They adopted crypto and they crashed the freaking markets because they got in too late. They need to get it lower. So that's what they're working on right now. These financial institutions are slowly opening their doors to digital assets with new report by the Bank of International Settlements, BIS, listing the most popular cryptos among the banks they have reported to crypto exposure. As it happens, the two largest cryptos by market cap are obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, which that is a no-brainer. They're in the lead with 31% of the reported crypto assets exposures belonging to Bitcoin, 22% to Ethereum. As per Basel Third Monitoring Report by the BIS, Basel Committee and Banking Supervision, published on September 30th. So it's a very, very recent article. Recent report. Most popular cryptos among banks, according to the report, there's two major cryptos make up almost 90%, whereas the other popular crypto assets among banks include Polkadot, with 2% reported exposure, Ripple issued XRP with 2%. That's only because of the case, right? Pretty soon it'll probably be significantly higher. Cardano 1%, Solana 1%, Litecoin with 0.4%, and Stellar XLM with 0.4%. These exposures would likely be classified as Group 2 crypto assets under the current consultative proposal of the Basel Committee. Banks also reported in small amounts a stablecoin USDC and tokenized assets. Ethereum lost 20% of its market cap since the merge and upgrade. The historic merge upgrade resulted in anticipation regarding Ethereum's ETH prospects for the future, while the possibility of attracting new users to the platform. However, with the prevailing market downturn, the initial stage of the merge have failed to live up to the expectations with the asset recording capital outflow. In particular, as of October 30, Ethereum had a market cap of 195 billion, representing a loss of 19% from the 158 billion recorded on September 15th, when the merge officially took place. Over that period, the asset has lost about 37 billion, according to CoinMarketCap data. And here you can see the chart over time. At the same time, the capital outflows are reflected in Ethereum's price, which has steadily plunged while struggling to stay above 1,300 by press time. The DeFi asset was trading at 1290, a drop of over 23% from the 1590 recorded on September 15th. Today, though, we have had a nice significant pump, 3%. The price is currently trading at $1,316. Like we said, there is a resistance up here at 1348, so 1350 that it needs to break. And then there's also a resistance right here at 1385. So the reality is, really, Ethereum needs to break above $1,400, and it needs to get up there and claim it as a solid support before it can make its next move. Now, Ethereum's next move on the daily supply and demand zone gets it to 1693. If it breaks to the downside, there is a likelihood that price could be returning to 1,120. And this is, hey, by the way, this is not financial advice. This is just what the markets are showing based on supply and demand. Do not buy or sell anything, because we talked about it on this channel. Merge fails to meet expectations. The merge was expected to drive more interest into Ethereum after the network officially transitioned to proof of stake protocol. The upgrade is meant to make Ethereum a deflationary asset and potentially attract institutional capital. Now, I will tell you one thing that is very exciting for Ethereum, because it is now proof of stake. The fact that Solana had another network outage. And there's been network outage after network outage after network outage, which has been like just an absolute awful experience. With Ethereum, we do know that the gas fees can be extreme and very high, right? But I just recently minted my run pass. By the way, if you have not minted your run pass, if you have not joined the Bull Runners Club, but before we get there, it only cost me $7 in gas fees. Crazy low. Absolutely awesome. I was minting NFTs a little while ago that were costing me $35, $45, $100 for gas fees to mint an NFT. Now, I was flipping NFTs at the time and making that money back, no problem, when there was a lot of extreme volatility in the market for NFTs. Right now, it's obviously cooled down a little bit. Maybe we see a pump from here as well, right? We have the potential of a pump for all these cryptos and these stocks. Do we have a potential of pumping for the NFT sector as well? It's very likely. You never know. But yes, do not forget to head over to bullrunnersclub.com, follow us, get on the list. You can go to bullrunners.com right now, and you can actually sign up to be on our VIP list. You can actually get whitelisted. You have to fill out an application, and you could potentially get whitelisted to be one of our first 1,000 VIP members to mint a run pass, which will then get you automatic access whitelist to our Bull Runners NFT drop that'll be coming out of 10,000 bulls. So again, looking very good here with the Dixie starting to drop. In fact, if we go back to the RSI, so I can show you guys this, it was extremely overbought, extremely extreme, right? It was all the way up here at 79, starting to make its way down, which is good. And we have lots and lots of room for a continued drop all the way down until we get here to the oversold territory. I mean, look at this. It's been hovering and overbought for so long, just continuing to pump. Once we get below this 50 line, turning on more of a bearish scenario, how exciting could that be? If we could see a continued drop of the dollar back to like 100 would be epic. That would also, obviously the opposite would be true because, or for Bitcoin, how Bitcoin dropped the whole entire time that the Dixie was climbing. Well, if the Dixie starts to drop, Bitcoin starts to rise, all of the other cryptos will be able to rise with it. So we're going to stay very close, paying very close attention to that. Look at this, 2 weeks in a row now of Bitcoin pumping to the upside. RSI, so I did show you guys this a couple of days ago, and I love, this is my favorite indicator altogether, right? So RSI is climbing, price of Bitcoin is dropping, or sorry, price of Bitcoin was trading sideways essentially, not as deep. In fact, I did see a signal from this point to this point. It didn't take out the lows over here, but this right here was a bullish divergence. We can turn that on with the divergence for many indicators, giving us right here the histogram, the RSI, all of these bullish divergences on the weekly chart, which is freaking huge, man. Very exciting for us. I would love to see an absolute moonshot pump for Bitcoin, taking the rest of the entire market with us. Very exciting. The other day, I looked at what would happen if price pumped from where we're at right now to the previous all-time high. It's a 258% pump. Now, also check this out.